Ellen, I'm concerned. Are you okay, girl? Cause you about to lose your job.
You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Candi and Popcorn. I'm Candice James, and here we talk all things TV and movies. I give you really great reviews, tell you what to watch, and there's always cocktails. Now, while you're here, go ahead and like and subscribe because I make really awesome content. I know because I made it. All right, guys, so let's get started on today's video. So if you've been living under a rock or you simply don't care, but if you don't care, why did you click on my video? Either way, if you don't know what's going on with Ellen, I'm here to give you a C&P breakdown of exactly what's happening with this Ellen controversy. Ellen is being accused of cultivating a workplace filled with racism, bullying, and toxic behaviors. There's been a series of articles written by BuzzFeed, Variety, Insiders, and a lot more publications that chronicles the stories of both current and former employees about things that they've either witnessed or things that have happened to them. So what are the juicy details being reported? Well, one ex-employee stated that she received a constant barrage of racism, including being told at a party, and I quote, "I'm sorry, I only know the names of white employees who work here." All right, so there are two types of coworkers when you're in a work environment. There are the coworkers that you really grow to love and become actual friends. You happen to be at work, but then they creep over into that friendship department. Those are the ones that you have the kitchen table talk, you know their heart, you understand their jokes, you get where they're coming from. Then there's the people that we just need to share air with. The only reason why I'm talking to you is because I need to get paid. Those people, you don't know if they are a secret David Duke fan. Therefore, when you are at a work party, this is not the time to start spewing your inner heart and making your inappropriate jokes. We don't need to know your inner humor. You're probably not that funny anyways. She also stated that she was constantly confused with another black employee, and a senior producer actually stated, "Oh no, both of you guys have box braids? I hope I don't get you confused." Again, revert to my prior comment, not the stuff that you should be saying at work. This is the type of stuff that gets you a one-way ticket to HR. She also said that she found out that she was getting paid half as much for the same job as a new hire. And when she raised her voice to her boss in order to get a raise, she was accused of being difficult.
You know what really grinds my gears?
There are certain buzzwords that I absolutely hate being attributed to women. Difficult is one of them, bossy is another one, aggressive is another one. And I feel as if a lot of times women, in trying to compete in the workplace, we need to exude certain actions just like a man would do in order to be heard, in order to make change. And therefore, usually what happens in these cases is the pushback we get is, "Oh, she's bossy, she's aggressive, she's difficult." No, I'm just passionate. I'm also doing the same thing that you're doing because guess what? I want to get paid and promoted just like you. I also have a word of advice. A lot of companies will say your pay is confidential. You shouldn't share that with anybody else at the firm. Bullshit, and here's why. When you keep that information confidential, it only helps the company that you're working for, because the guy next to you can be making $10,000, $15,000 more than you. And if you don't have that conversation with him, you don't know what he's making, why he's earning that amount. It could be that you guys are doing the same role, have the same level of experience, have the same level of education, and he is getting paid more than you. By having that conversation, you at least now have a baseline, have a rationale in order to have a conversation with your boss about a potential raise that you should earn. Now, be wise. Don't shout your compensation from the rooftop. Your nanny and your dentist does not need to know how much you earn. Another employee said that he was fired after returning from a 1-month medical leave because he went to a mental health facility because of a suicidal attempt. Another employee was fired after taking too much sick and bereavement time. This employee had gotten into an accident, needed time to recover, as well as in the same year had 2 deaths in the family and had to take bereavement in order to attend the funerals. They were accused of taking too much time off and therefore fired. If any of these things are true, this is not a good look for Ellen. Another employee stated, and I quote, "I never felt like it was safe to go to my manager when I had issues because this was the same person who would wait for me to go to the bathroom and then message me asking where was I and why wasn't I at my desk." really don't like managers like this. Either you take your job entirely too serious or you're just an asshole with a little bit of power. So true story, I once had a manager tell me when I was a couple minutes late to a meeting that I need to be on time next time. And when I said, listen, it's been a long day, I've been in back-to-back meetings, I had to run to the restroom, he told me, next time hold it because there are really senior people attending this meeting. I don't give a damn if it's Obama, y'all. I ain't catching a UTI for nobody. During coronavirus, crew members stated that there was a lack of communication from the producers around pay, as well as being replaced by an outside non-union tech company to produce the tapings that happened at Ellen's home. When they finally did hear from producers about pay, they were notified that they were going to get a 60% pay cut. This is even more sad when you realize that many of the crew members have been around since the original pilot taping 17 years ago. If any of this is true, what the hell are y'all doing over there at the Ellen show? This is a lawsuit waiting to happen. Overall, what this seems like is Ellen's be kind message doesn't actually extend to the people that work closest to her. So today's drink, guys, is one of my favorite and easiest drinks to make. It's a mimosa. It's just champagne and orange juice. So easy. You can use champagne or any kind of sparkling wine that you like. I personally like Prosecco, specifically the Marca brand of Prosecco. It's a cute little blue bottle. You can find it at any liquor store. This is how I make my mimosas. You fill up the Prosecco all the way to the top. Just keep going. When you think you need to stop, add a little bit more. Bring it all the way to the top. And then just a tinge of orange juice. There should be enough orange juice just to change the color of the sparkling wine. So really, this is actually orange flavored Prosecco. And you might be thinking, well, this 60% pay cut is probably the industry standard. Well, crew members from other shows like Jimmy Kimmel, Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, Full Frontal with Samantha Bee, and Desus and Mero have all reported to receiving full earnings during the coronavirus pandemic. It's even been stated that Jimmy Kimmel paid crew members out of his own pocket to make sure they were made whole during this coronavirus pandemic.
Do you feel like a hero?
Not really. It's just something you got to do for the community, mate. It's like you look after your mates and your mates will always look after you.
It seems like these days Ellen just isn't reading the room very well. Between all of these allegations, as well as filming from her home and then stating that being in quarantine is like being in jail, it just doesn't come off well. Now, I do want to state, I am not one to get offended easily. Like, leave that for the birds. We have other emotions to deal with, like happiness. I actually think there's a lot of unjust outrage over that specific comment because when you watch the full clip, you'll see that a lot of people took it out of context. She was actually making fun of herself. Yes, quarantine was like jail because I've been wearing the same clothes for 10 days and everyone here is gay. She was definitely making fun of herself, and the joke was taken out of context, but overall, it still just isn't a good look. It also doesn't help that many celebrities have been coming to her rescue. Celebrities like Scooter Braun, who's Justin Bieber's manager, Portia de Rossi, who's her wife and also a famous actress, Katy Perry, Alec Baldwin, as well as Kevin Hart. And while it's great and commendable that they're standing up for their friend and coming to her rescue in this time of need, it's unimpactful because they're the bosses. They're the ones at the highest level of the food chain. They're the ones with the most power, the most clout, the most money, the most listeners. They're not the little guys that are in the trenches working for Ellen, doing the hard labor with a lack of visibility. We all know that there are many people that treat the people below them like scum while treating their peers or their superiors with much respect. Celebrities coming to her rescue would be like during the French Revolution, the French people saying, "We're starving and the French government isn't taking care of us." And then the British government chiming in and saying, "I don't know, guys. They were really nice to us. When we came, they fed us cake." It's the difference of being sponsored by those who work with you versus those who work for you. For example, if everyone that works with Kris Jenner says, "Oh, she's amazing, she did me a lot of favors, she was such a great mentor," but then all of her assistants who work for her say, "Actually, she was really demeaning and mean," well, Kris Jenner is a really demeaning and mean person. And this is just an example. I don't know Kris Jenner. I haven't done my research on her. So all of you KJ stans, back off. Don't come for me. For these personal references to really make a difference, it would really need to come from more junior staff. We would need to hear either current or former employees, crew members, staff, etc. come out in praise of Ellen, talking about the good things that they remember working on set. Until then, it's still just a really bad look for Ellen. The new season of Ellen is set to air September 9th, but it might not happen. Although the show is in contract until 2020, both Telepictures and Warner Brother, which is the show's producer and distributor, is currently conducting a third-party investigation of these claims. It's also come out that there are potentially many other celebrities who may be in the running to replace her. Most notably, per an article in Insider, James Corden is at the top of the list to potentially replace Ellen. But nothing has been verified as of yet, and a lot of information has recently come to light that he's also a less than nice personality. However, the people have spoken, and there's a hashtag on Twitter called #ReplaceEllen, and people have been nominating some women of color to potentially take her place, including Laverne Cox, Wanda Sykes, Tiffany Haddish, and Ali Wong. Now that I'm thinking about it, why doesn't Wanda Sykes have her own daytime talk show? She would be amazing. She's incredibly funny, and she'd be able to appeal to a wide age range. And she's super relevant, having been in loads of rom-coms like Monster-in-Law, as well as being featured on some current popular shows like The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, as well as Blackish. So actually, let's start that petition. Give Wanda Sykes her own show. Ellen has since issued an apology stating, "I could not have the success I've had without all of your contributions. My name is on the show and everything we do, and I take responsibility for that. Alongside Warner Brothers, we immediately began an internal investigation, and we are taking steps together to correct the issues." I don't know what the future holds, but I really do think that all of this will blow over. Now, while the show's ratings have dropped 29% in comparison to last summer, when looking at other daytime talk shows, we see the same or similar percentage drops in their ratings as well. So most likely this is mainly due to the coronavirus pandemic and less due to any canceling of her viewers. Now, there has been allegations that she's thinking about potentially quitting her show. Hopefully that doesn't happen. I'm not a fan of cancel culture, guys, but I do believe in investigating claims and giving accusers the benefit of the doubt. That being said, I don't think that Ellen should be prosecuted until after the results of the internal investigation. Let's not ruin people's lives until we get some cold, hard facts about their misdeeds. Alright guys, I hope I've caught you all the way up on the Ellen controversy. As always, I'll put all of my resources and references in the description below. Take a look. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think Ellen is guilty or not? Or do you know of any additional stories about her misdeeds? And guys, remember, my channel is a dialogue, not a monologue. So I want to hear from you. Find me in the comments, find me on social media, like, subscribe, hit that bell. You know I put up new videos every 1st and 15th of the month, and I have a lot of bonus content that drops in between. So guys, stay tuned, and until next time, cheers.